Hello guys, welcome to this video. So just like you can see behind me in this forest which is shrouded in mystery, a lot of the questions about the universe are also shrouded in mystery, and in this video, in this YouTube short, I would like to uh, discuss an interesting point, like how do we know whether something is an unknown or something is an unknowable. For instance, if I ask you a very specific question which we do not know the answer to today, but it's perfectly possible using known theoretical frameworks or known experimental methods to find the answer, then that is an unknown. It's an unknown now, but it will be known sometime in the future. But unknowable is something that there are some features of the universe which are often referred to as brute facts. Like, for instance, uh, there are some things we as physicists believe that we cannot ever find an explanation in terms of anything more fundamental. Like, the universe is the way it is because we observe it that way, and you have to accept it as a postulate, kind of as an axiom of the theory. You cannot question an axiom. It's an axiom. You cannot derive it, you cannot prove it, or you cannot understand it in terms of something more fundamental, something more simple. You cannot break it down into anything more simple, and those such they are called unknowables. But the very interesting point is that it's even impossible, in my opinion, it's impossible to determine whether something is unknown or unknowable. I mean, we can give some examples of things which are unknowns. We can also give some example of unknowables, but it's not possible in general to be able to determine whether something is unknown or unknowable, or whether it's possible for us to know everything, or whether there will always be unknowable. And in general, there are some questions in science which I think it's not just now, it will always remain impossible to determine whether they are just unknowns or unknowables. Because at the end of the day, I don't say this to kind of underplay or downplay the beauty and the power of science, the elegance of science, and the explanatory power of science, the predictive power of science. But it still needs to be said that there are so many strange features of the universe, and at the end of the day, we are just a small species that reside in a small part of this vast universe. So it's natural we should not expect to understand everything just based on observing the world around us and forming theories on that. So yes, maybe some things will always be unknowables. But finally, I think this is not a bad thing, because I think this is what keeps science from becoming just another routine field of inquiry. Just like any other routine field of inquiry, science is not that. There is still that amount of that sheer mystery, that awe, that wonder in science, because we know that yeah, there are maybe some things which we will never understand, and that's what keeps it exciting, and that's what makes science worth doing. So yeah, unknowables. Even if we cannot know everything about the universe, that need not always be a bad thing. And yeah, I hope you like the video. Thank you very much.